For the Warwick boys, they came up with a big win over Manheim Township. It was lopsided 56-39, Eric, but boy, when Tate Landis and the guys get going, they really get going, and that was a big win for Warwick to kind of pick up over their rival and keep rolling this season.
Well, and looking at the numbers on Tate Landis, I mean, he's been very consistent as far as his scoring is concerned, but I was seeing he wasn't quite hitting as many threes as he had been a season ago. Now, whether that's by design or not, but again, I think that, again, here's another guy or another player that's got confidence in their ball handling skills and obviously the skill set to hit that three-point basket. The other thing I noticed is that this Warwick team, on any given night could have a different leading scorer, but then they also get contributions. I mean, they might get 6, 7, 8 guys in the book with points. So everybody that is playing for Coach Christensen is getting some contributions as far as scoring is concerned, in addition to other aspects of the game.
All right, let's show you the Section 2 standings, because once again, those Warwick Warriors are in the hunt for the Section 2 title. There you see Lebanon at 2-0, and Lebanon boys do have a win over Warwick. That's the one loss there in league play for Warwick. They're 5-1, 9-2 overall. They're having a great season. Challenging for that section. Again, I think it would be 4 in a row if they were to win it again this year, or at least share it outright. So, Tim, your thoughts here on the Warwick boys as they were able to get the big win in the crossover game against Township, and right now, again, challenging for the Section 2 title.
Well, I have to echo what Eric was saying about that you don't know who's going to be the leading scorer in that game. I checked the stats earlier today. They've got 6 players on their squad who are averaging 7 points or more. And I tell you what, that when you add that up, 7 times 6, you got 42 points. And right there, out of your 6 guys, and you got a guy like Grube, who could obviously score a lot more, or I'm sorry, not Grube, but Tate Landis, excuse me, who could score a lot more. That just tells you that, defenses, you can maybe put 2 guys on Tate Landis, but you're going to have other guys that are just wide open. The one thing about the atmosphere last night, unfortunately, I had to leave after the first game, but boy, the student section, just a great job. They were all in those yellow shirts. And just one final comment. Over the Christmas break, there was a great story in the Lancaster papers about Tate Landis and his father and his grandfather, of course, longtime head coach at Warwick, Dave Aldhouse. And it's just great to see how the lineage just continues on. Dave Aldhouse, one of the best coaches. He is in the Hall of Fame in the Lancaster Lemon League, but it's just great to see how that pedigree, Eric, just continues on through the generations.
Yeah, and the thing I noticed too is we see Coach Aldhouse at a game, and just an opposite spectrum of when he used to be on the sidelines, going up and down, arms waving and yelling. Yeah. You look at him up in the bleachers, and he's leaned back against the seat. He's got his leg crossed over. Nice. He's nonchalant, just enjoying the moment. But one other thing I noticed about this Warwick team then too, their average margin of victory before last night was 16 points a game. So I think that, again, goes to show you the depth that this team has. Granted, they don't have a lot of size, and Coach Christensen knew that, but he said, we're going to bring the intensity, and they have brought it to the tune of plus 16 in that margin of victory. And I think we're kind of on that collision course with another showdown at versus Lebanon later in the season.
I agree, and I think that is a home game, if I'm not mistaken, for the Warriors. They've got that plus 16 margin of victory. They are averaging around 60 points per game, and they lost a game to CV earlier, 76-74, which, hurts that margin of victory. So if they didn't have that result, imagine what the margin of victory would be, not including that. All right, let's switch to another boys basketball team that is absolutely on fire here in our local area, and that is Manheim Central. We had them on the channel early on against Warwick, and Warwick got the win. But ever since the first 2 games of the season for Manheim Central, they have been absolutely on fire and now are challenging for the Section 3 title like a lot of our other local teams. And you can take a look. LS is one of the better teams in the league this year by all accounts at 10-0 overall, 5-0 in the section. But Manheim Central is at 3-1, and they have not lost since early December, and they are just really clicking on all cylinders here, Eric. We will get them much, much later in the season, unfortunately for us, so hopefully they will still be on fire when we do get them back on the channel. But Eric, your thoughts on what Manheim Central is doing and potentially could mean as the postseason nears when February comes around?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we didn't get a chance to see them last week against Cacalico, but no doubt it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and it seems that Manheim Central is picking up steam at the right time. And of course, when it helps to have a guy like Trey Grube who could score from anywhere within the gym, he could probably shoot from behind the bleachers and probably hit them. But again, it's more than Trey Grube too. I mean, Coach Charlie Fisher's got to be extremely pleased with the play and the contribution of everybody that he's putting into the ball game. And thing is, you get a guy like Grube that all of a sudden finds his stroke. Doesn't matter if somebody's on him or not. He can bury the points anywhere on the floor.
Yeah, they've picked it up, and you're right. It is not. Grube, by the way, is the leading scorer by average in the LL League, but he has other guys that are able to hit stuff. Actually, let's show you some of his statistics here because he is chasing several things over at Manheim Central. First and foremost, he's at 831 career points. So if he continues on his clip of 22 points per game, he could reach that by the end of this year and into the playoffs. He also has 38 three-pointers made this year, which is first in the LL, which gives him a total of 155 career three-pointers made over there halfway through his junior year. Now, I haven't looked up what the record is in Manheim for that. I'm going to have to talk to some folks over there. I'd have to imagine he's going to smash those records over there for that, which I'm sure Taylor Funk is up towards the top of. So, guys, and Tim, Trey Grube has caught fire, and consequently so has Manheim Central. Your thoughts on the Barons as they challenge for the Section 3 title and are really having a good stretch run here in their season?
Well, one of the things that Eric alluded to, the fact that Grube can just shoot from anywhere. Also Thompson on that team, he's got 23 three-pointers. So their coach has to be excited. Look, you can maybe stop one guy from taking a three-point shot, but you can't stop two. And they can score. They're averaging just about 60 points a game. Their margin of victory, just about 10, Eric. So Warwick is at 16. Manheim Central is close by at 10. They had a tough road win last night at Octorara, who is an under 500 team. They had to struggle to get that game into overtime, and then in the overtime period, they won by 10, 14-4, and then won that contest. Eric, we have talked about it for so long doing this, that sometimes the better teams, it's good that they do get a scare and to see how they do when they're down, because that really can give you a gut check, one, and then tell you, two, how you're going to react in the playoffs if you're down by points.
All righty, guys. Final thoughts there, Eric?
No, I can't disagree with Tim at all on that because, who wouldn't want to go undefeated? But, if you're not tested or kicked in the gut once or twice to know, all right, well, this is not a good feeling. This is what we need to work on. The longer you go undefeated, the more, if you suffer that loss, that's going to sting. But, again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So looking forward to a fantastic finish, although we still have a couple of weeks. Yeah. Between what Mother Nature will throw at us and unfortunate games postponed to COVID, I think there's going to be a lot of games they're going to have to squeeze in a very short period of time.
All right, we'll keep everybody updated. Again, check out our schedule on brc11.com to see what we have coming up on the channel.